Hi everybody, we are back today with a special edition of Two Hands and a Radio. And if you haven't figured out by now, I'm the two hands and this is the radio. Today I say it's a special edition because normally I do new radios, primarily radios under $20, shortwave radios. And today we're going to go way back in the vault and look at one that comes in from 1990, and it is a DAK, D-A-K MR 101 shortwave radio, world band receiver. Like I said, this is about 1990. It's from a DAK Industries out of California. They're they're not anymore, but they were an importer of all kind of stuff, but they imported shortwave radios, and they put their name on it. Anyway, cute little radio. I just saw this. Nobody wanted it on eBay, and I just had to give it a home, and it definitely was under $20. I will give it that. The front of it, the buttons, I've noticed the buttons are just soft. They're just you just touch it and it's just soft. There's no hard, gotta press and click or anything. It's just soft and it's the way it is. It's got a very 1990 style to it. It is the size of a paperback novel. Holds 4 AA batteries, and it definitely has some weight to it. The front of it, we've got a nice 2.5 to 3 inch speaker. Nice size speaker. Then just our buttons here going around everything. We've got a nice digital display. I've already set the clock. I thought I would take that liberty and set the clock. But it's got a light that comes in on the side here. I don't know if you can see that display at all or not. The light button, you'll not be able to see that, but it lights up on the side here, a side lit display. Time set, hour, minute, those are pretty obvious. Standby will throw it into just like a mute button, it'll just throw it into standby. 0 set, I'm not sure what that is. I think I know, but I'm not sure. I'm going to skip over that one because I'm not sure. Very little information about these. I've not even ran across a user's manual for one. So we're going to say, I don't know what that is. A sleep button, obviously. You probably can program it, I want you to turn off in 15 minutes or whatever and doze off and it'll shut off. Memory, it does have memory presets, 1 through 5, but it holds 5 per band. So it'll hold 5 FM, 5 AM, and then shortwave 1 and 2, it'll hold 5 also. So it'd be 20 memory banks in there, which that's not all bad. We've got it does have an alarm on it, so that sleep function probably maybe be a snooze button. You can set it for a tone or the radio. Over here was the band selector that we've already set, and I'm going to swat a bee that likes my arm now. FM, medium wave, shortwave 1, shortwave 2. So it's 4 band, lock and unlock. We can lock all of this panel down to where if it's in your truck and bouncing around or you set something on top of it, you're not going to start changing times and stations or whatever. On-off button, that's pretty obvious. Over on this side, it's just a plain, simple, smooth slide switch for volume. We'll set it down kind of low for right now. Over on the back side, sure enough, we see DAK Industries Incorporated, Canoga Park, California. And we have a handy world map that we can use for our time. Looks like where we are is a -6 and 6 hours. And it tells us the shortwave not shortwave, it tells us the frequencies, FM, normal, FM, medium wave frequencies. Shortwave 1, the switch goes from 3.2 to 7.3 megahertz. Switch 2 is from 9.5 to 21.75 megahertz. Then it breaks it down. Shortwave 1 is 3.2 to 3.4. Then it jumps to 3.9 to 4, then 4.75 to 5.06. There's a lot of gaps in this. And shortwave 2 starts out at 9.5. So from 7.3 to 9.5 is nothing. 9.5 to 9.9, 11.65 to 12.05, 15.10 to 15.60. You know what I'm looking for. The only WWV you could get would be here at 5 megahertz. And you might be able to pick it up at 20 on a good day. And so each different band, 13 meter, 16 meter, 19, 21, 25, 31, 41, 49, 60, 75, and 90. They're all, it's not continuous, is what I'm trying to get at. But it's a handy little chart. The battery door back here holds 4 AA batteries. 3 go this way, and 1 goes down in the bottom the other direction. Kind of confusing. And we'll get the antenna out next. It's a nice swivel antenna, as I have trouble trying to swivel it. It does move. Super, super, super long. Get the handy tape measure out and just see if we can get an idea. 28 inches long, 28.5 inches for an antenna. Fantastic. And of course the silly wrist strap is there. Well, let's just turn it on, and I think I kind of know where this is going to go, but let's just see what happens. And we're on, where are we at? We're on shortwave 2. Let's start at FM first. There's no direct entry. There's no... Got a good sound. Okay. Let's go over to medium wave. There's no direct entry. And the only way you're going to get to anything is if you hold that button down, it'll scan.
Obama during the 2016 campaign to promise.
That's our local station. So you can go, okay, 1020, 1030, 1040, 50, 60. I know 1070
in the classroom. You can tweet at
is a sports station, so that's it. Or you hold the button down and it'll scan and it'll stop if it finds something. Then you could program it in, a preset. Well, that's okay. I'm going to say what you do is like here, I wanted a preset. You'd hit memory and then the button you want to program it to. That's okay, except on shortwave, it changes so much, the propagation changes so much that it's going to be virtually worthless to have your memories on shortwave, at least in my opinion. And there again, all of these reviews and everything are my opinion. Your mileage may vary, probably will. Because where I'm at right now is not going to be where you're at, so your reception is going to be different. And anyway, well, that was kind of interesting, those two. I'm more interested in the shortwave end of it. And we're probably not going to find much on the lower bands. We'll scan it and just see. It does have half increments, like 43, 40. You can go 43, 40, 43, 40.5. Add that other half step in there. I hope I explained that right. So it found static. You see, instead of 5990, and then if you press it again, it's 5995, 6005. So that half-step increment can come in handy when you're trying to tune something. Let's go up to shortwave 2. And so we'll scan backwards because it was almost at the top of its frequency. So let's just scan backwards and see what we can get. Hopefully you can see that display. It's a simple display. And it's just rolling through. See there, well, it's in 18 megahertz now. Well, there's not much between 18 and 21. And I do have the volume up. And it should stop if it finds anything. The one nice part is it's a continuous scan. Is it a continuous scan? Well, it's continuous. It keeps on going. It doesn't stop with every gap that it had. It goes right on through the gaps. So that's okay. So, you know what I want to do? Stop that. Go back up. Let's say 15,000. Could we get to 15,000 that way? Hang with me here and let's see what happens. See, it didn't find that. In the scan, it didn't find that at all. That's what I was afraid of, that it was going to miss something. But let's just jog it up. Can I get to 15? Because it said the band didn't cover it. The coverage wasn't there on the back side of it. Manually, you can get to it. Okay. It's not picking it up, but that's all right. So it is continuous scan. It goes through everything, even though it's not listed on the back of on the back here. It is continuous scan, so I stand corrected on that. But it doesn't find anything in the scans. It just, there definitely should be something in the 11.7 range. There ought to be something. No, it just rolled right through that. Huh, okay, well. And being 1990, who knows if this scan actually works or not. I mean, it is kind of used and, you know, kind of old and crunchy, so who knows. But if nothing else, you've got I don't think there was a lot of any information on this, so maybe if nothing else, it's kind of some informational guide to how this thing works, rather than just the overall look at this stellar performance. Overall, not terrible. Let's just go on down. 2, 1. See how close I can get here. So there's 10,000. I wonder if zero's set. Who knows what that does. I thought maybe it would lock in that frequency or something, just to see if it's out of alignment. No. It's just going up just a touch more. Because that WWV ought to be coming in. And it's not. So you can see what a pain in the backside it is to tune. Huh, okay. Well, anyway, that's just kind of an overview of this thing. You know, it's just an antiquated old radio. And technology sure has improved. And since these came out, this kind of old and cranky. So anyway, at least there's some kind of an overview of it, and you can kind of see how it works. From nothing else, you can say, I'd never buy one of those. I just kind of like it because it's something I never heard of DAK before, and certainly didn't own anything made by them. And it looked cool. It's got a good sound on AM and FM. So I'd give it that. I mean, it's not a complete failure. I just don't know if it works the way it should. Don't see why not, but you know, stuff gets old and capacitors get old and all that stuff. Stuff breaks. And so anyway, I'm not going to rate this one because it's, like I said, it's from 1990. If I were to give it a scale of 1 to 10, it would be pretty low. So I'm not going to do that because it has its place. And it would be interesting if you could go back and see one of these new and see what it could do. It's kind of, I don't know. I would say it's well thought out. No, not really. The tuning stuff that's the part that just doesn't strike me as all that great. Had I known about this section of it before I got into it, I probably wouldn't even have messed with it. So anyway, but it's just kind of a fun video. Like I said, I don't think there's any videos out there. There might be a Romanian, Slovakian version of a review on this. I don't know. The no English version, I know that. And so I thought I'd throw it out there and just you know, just more informational than anything. And if you've liked the review or didn't like it, I don't see why anybody would like this particular review. But if you like this channel, hit the little subscribe button down there. Hit the like or dislike button. Hopefully more likes than dislikes. It's just about having fun out here and playing around with different radios and just see what happens. And with that, I'm going to say I hope all of you have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe and pick yourself up a great little shortwave radio and relax and enjoy some shortwave listening. And we will see you on the next review.